We have a bunch of stuff to go through here in today's video. We're going to be going through all of the changes that Treyarch needs to make to zombies, including remade maps all brought into one game, Gobblegums, custom zombies support, a set crew, all different changes that would bring zombies back to a high point in the community. If you guys are new and would like to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that. And be sure to drop a like on the video as well. Before we go through any of this here, I just want to remind you guys, over on my Twitter, I'm doing a little giveaway only for a couple of days for an Xbox Game Pass 3-month Ultimate membership. Links will be down below to enter that giveaway. Just follow me on Twitter and like and RT the tweet. So good luck to you guys with that one there. But for this video here, we're actually going to be doing something a bit different. I'm going to be responding to Chopper's video where he went through a bunch of points as to what he thinks Treyarch should do to make zombies better. And I actually don't agree with all of the changes and ideas that he had. I agree with a lot of them, but we'll go through all of the points he made. We'll break them down and we'll assess if Treyarch could actually make these changes and make zombies better. So a link to his video will be down below. Be sure to check him out. Of course, sub to him if you're not already. And if you guys have any of your own ideas or additions to the ideas that we're going to be talking about in today's video, leave those comments down below. I'll be sure to include a bunch of them in a future video I'll make on the channel. But Chopper's first idea here is to take a nice long break from zombies. No zombies until Treyarch's next game, set to be in 2023. Now that makes a lot of sense, but that brings up the question now, well, what about the rest of Vanguard zombies, and what about potentially Cold War zombies year 2 DLC? I mean, we've talked about plenty of times before on the channel, Zombies Chronicles 2, could we see it in a year 2 season? Is there demand for it? There was some evidence for it. Apparently it was ported over from Black Ops 4 into Cold War, but now that Treyarch are developing zombies for Vanguard, is there no time to actually bring that over and release in Cold War zombies? Would Activision allow Treyarch to do that because they want people to focus on Vanguard and the new game, and they may not want people back on the old game where it's not as supported? They can't make as much money there. That's kind of the thinking with that. So realistically, is there even a chance we get this in a year 2 DLC season? Maybe not. So maybe already we're not going to get much more of any zombies content until 2023 regardless. I can't see them having any zombies in Modern Warfare 2 next year by Infinity Ward. And for the rest of Vanguard zombies, I guess it'll be some more zombies content, but for the most part, Vanguard zombies isn't expected to have really much more of anything in terms of DLC. Maybe a couple of the Vanguard MP maps brought over into Duran Fong, but other than that, for the most part, zombies is kind of over for now until 2023. So that being said, Chopper's plan right there seems like that's going to happen regardless. So maybe what's happening now is actually good. We take a nice little break from zombies and we build the anticipation for the 2023 Call of Duty from Treyarch. So that point there, I agree with, and I think it's happening regardless of what we think. Next point he has here is get off the Modern Warfare engine, the MW 2019 engine. This one is a bit interesting because for the most part, Treyarch has their own engine, but Cold War to me did have a little bit of a weird Modern Warfare feel to it that Black Ops 4, Black Ops 3, and all of the past Treyarch games just did not have. And of course, you know, this engine is going to be mainly used by IW and Sledgehammer, but for the 2023 Call of Duty from Treyarch, the question is, will Treyarch actually move to this engine as well, as it seems to be the most popular just based on player counts, and Activision might want Treyarch to move more towards having their games on this engine, so the whole Call of Duty ecosystem is more connected and cohesive together with all of the past games and Warzone included. So that could be what Activision wants Treyarch to do. Unfortunately, again, for zombies, it definitely feels like it's not the best fit for the mode, and having zombies on more of a classical Black Ops style engine, despite the slight Modern Warfare feel and influence on the Cold War zombies engine, it was really good. So if we at least stay at that engine and we don't move more towards the MW 2019 engine we're seeing right now with Vanguard, Warzone, etc., that could be a good scenario for the next 2023 game. But let me know down below again, do you agree with me here? Do you not mind zombies moving towards this MW engine? I don't mind, honestly. I'm not a big opponent to this new engine here. I think Vanguard zombies actually feels pretty nice. The gameplay system in this mode actually isn't bad at all, so I wouldn't be opposed to it again, but, you know, let me know down below. Now, Chopper's third point here is a really interesting one. I don't know if they're actually going to do this, but he says a Battlefield-like portal to older zombies maps. So again, if you don't know, Battlefield 2042 has this portal that brings you back to all old Battlefield maps, and there's all cool stuff there. You pretty much access a lot of the old games just from this new hub. So in this game, let's say, Treyarch's 2023 Call of Duty, you have this zombies menu, you have the new maps, the new round-based maps, the new Outbreak maps, whatever the new evolved version of Outbreak is. Then you also have this hub as well, where you could go back and access all of the old zombies maps, World at War, BO1, BO2, BO3, BO4, maybe even Cold War, all accessible from this hub. And he's saying maybe not necessarily remaster all of them, but just have them accessible from this one hub in the new game. Now, for Treyarch to remaster all of those old maps and bring them on this new engine, that might be a lot of effort, and it might not be the best thing for them to do and put their resources towards, because of course we want Treyarch to put most of their time and effort and energy into making new stories, new maps, and new experiences. So maybe that's a bit too much for them, but if they can bring all of those maps and have it accessible from this one hub, that would be really cool to see. There's a lot of new players that really have not probably played a lot of these old classic and really cool zombies maps, and having a hub for that all from the new game could be pretty cool. And my addition here to this is having some type of custom zombies vibe, to where, you can't change the old maps, but maybe you could use the new weapons on the old games. You could use some of the World at War guns maybe on BO1 zombies, and vice versa, and BO2 weapons on the new game. I mean, if they could do that, that seems probably a bit too crazy, because now that I'm thinking about it, they have to port all of those old weapons onto the new game. That's probably a bit too much for them to do, but just in theory, you have to admit that would be pretty sick to see. But overall here, to this point, all of this stuff sounds super cool. Is it possible? Maybe. I think there's a slim chance of this happening. And, we don't really need all of this to bring zombies back to a high point in the community. All of this would be really cool to see, a hub to access all of the older zombies maps. But, overall, it's not a necessity. It's not something we absolutely need to make zombies, better again and back to its great points from, Cold War zombies, BO3, etc. So, next point here, Chopper says that, the Easter eggs are a bit too accessible and easy nowadays, or at least that's what people say. And to that, I do understand where people are coming from, and Chopper's solution is to pretty much just have both a hardcore Easter egg and an easier Easter egg quest to appease all of the different types of fans. But, Treyarch said themselves that only 1% of people actually have completed the past Easter eggs from all of these past zombies games, and maybe even less than 1%. So as much as, certain people may want more difficult Easter egg runs, it doesn't make too much sense for them to, put their developer resources into something that a vast majority of the community won't end up playing. It just doesn't make financial sense for them. And I actually do enjoy a really good difficult Easter egg hunt. Not anything with Morse codes and crazy ciphers, but just a good challenging Easter egg hunt. That would be so cool to see, but unfortunately, it just doesn't make that much sense for them to focus on that. So maybe in the future, the Easter eggs are a bit more difficult, and maybe there are separate Easter eggs that are a bit more challenging, but, most likely their focus will still be on those main, easier Easter eggs like we saw with Cold War zombies. Now, for number 5 here, he says that, the gumball system returning or something similar would be really sick, that it added a new layer of, depth to the gameplay. And to that, I kind of do agree, although I like the new systems that we have right now. And Gobblegums were kind of overpowered in BO3. And they kind of made it so if you're playing zombies, you could pop some of the most OP Gobblegums and you'll be set for the game. There's also kind of a pay-to-win aspect there, where you could buy a ton of liquid divinium, get a ton of perkaholics, and you were just automatically a better player. You had more chances to, get to high rounds and do Easter eggs easier, just because you have more money to open up all of these different, Gobblegums. So maybe they could rework it to make Gobblegums more of a reward that you get from actually playing the game, and the Gobblegums are a bit more rare, so perkaholics aren't as easy to come by. I mean, they could find some sort of middle ground there. That could be pretty cool. So I'm half and half on that. Let me know down below your opinions there. But for number 6, he says high rounds need to be challenging again. This one also I don't know how to feel about. For Cold War zombies, high rounds were pretty easy, but it was actually fun to go for a high round. For Vanguard zombies, as you know, super difficult. Doesn't really make that much sense to go for high rounds. For the past couple of zombies games, I feel like high rounds weren't that difficult, but not not that easy. Cold War Zombies really brought in some of the easiest high rounds we have ever seen. So I would say for TREYARCH'S 2023 Call of Duty, high rounds that are a bit more difficult than Cold War Zombies, but not that much more difficult, because Cold War Zombies, the high rounds were pretty fun, and I definitely think TREYARCH'S should prioritize fun over just the difficulty of zombies. So, you know, keep most of the Cold War Zombies vibe, but maybe make it a bit more difficult. The next one here, a very interesting one, cannon crews returning back in zombies. Now, Chopper has a great solution. I've said this before: do what World War II Zombies did. Have both a crew and your choice to have your own operators as well. So a set crew with storyline, different quotes, guided quotes, stuff about the Easter eggs, stuff about the game. Make it more personalized, make it so you can relate to the characters that you're playing as, but also have the option to use your operators from the battle pass, from the store, and you know, they won't have the best quotes or the most interesting things to say, but you have that option and ability to do so. And clearly it's working so well for Activision. Based on Cold War, the operator system is super lucrative for them, so they don't want to get rid of that. Realistically, we're not ever going to see that change, but at least having the set crew as well there would be really sick to see. So I think that's a good solution there. Hopefully we do get that in the next TREYARCH'S Zombies game. Number 8 here, keep out-of-game progression stuff to a minimum. I don't know how I feel about this. I do like the Cold War Zombies system, being able to upgrade your field upgrades and perks and all of that different stuff. Now, Chopper refers back to Black Ops 2 Zombies having most of the stuff in the game, like all of the buildables, all of the items are more stuff you find in the game, only available on specific maps, and I do definitely prefer that so much. I love BO2 Zombies. I love what they did with that game, but I just don't see Treyarch going back to that style. So, you know, for me, I'm kind of indifferent. I don't mind seeing the upgradable stuff, the Ethereum crystals and all of that stuff we saw in Cold War Zombies return in a different type of way. Maybe seeing some more buildables and stuff you could only access in the maps themselves would be cool to see. Cold War Zombies didn't have that many stuff that you actually get on the map besides for stuff you get from the crafting table. You know, I could see some type of middle grounds being cool between BO2 and Cold War, what we saw in those two games. Again, leave your comments down below, but we'll see what they end up doing. For me, again, it's a change that would be cool to see, but not necessarily the most important change. The next stuff here, skill ranking system outside of the normal XP levels. So of course, with the introduction of Modern Warfare and all of the games moving forward, all of the XP levels are pretty much in all of the games. So your level in Cold War Zombies is the same as MW 2019 multiplayer and Vanguard multiplayer and Warzone. It's all the same level now, and you have all the same XP levels for your weapons as well, so they're not going to change that, but maybe some type of other skill ranking system similar to the Black Ops 2 rankings could be cool. Realistically, I don't see them doing that or changing that, and I don't think it's a must change that would bring zombies back to another level and bring it back to the glory days, but, you know, it would be kind of cool to see some extra little zombies specific rank based on skill, high rounds, or something like that. But again, not an important change I would want them to make. Next thing here, Outbreak alongside of the round-based maps. This one is an obvious to pretty much everyone. Of course, I agree with this here. You can't just have, you know, the new Outbreak mode. With Duran Fong, you could see pretty much the entire Zombies community does not like to play only one version of Zombies, one new version of Outbreak, round-based, and I guess Onslaught all brought together. For most people, having the ability to play the different types of modes that they prefer is a good solution. Cold War Zombies did a pretty good job with that. Of course, you had round-based, Outbreak, Onslaught. For the next game, keeping those options, having an evolved version of a new mode could still be cool to see, but forcing everyone to play this new mode probably isn't the best way to go about things. For Vanguard Zombies, it's a bit different. They had no time to make this mode, and I think in a perfect world, if Treyarch had a normal development cycle, if they had a normal amount of time to make a Zombies mode for Vanguard, you would most likely have a round-based option, a new Duran Fong option, and another option for another mode. So, of course, I don't think Duran Fong was what they really wanted to do. They probably wanted to do so much more, but that's just all they were able to make. So for the next Treyarch game in 2023, I can't see them just making us, you know, play this one new mode of all of these different elements of Zombies, round-based, Outbreak, all brought together. So I don't think that's a worry there, but of course it is very important to be able to play the different types of modes that we all love to play in Zombies. One of the last things Chopper says here is community content support, pretty much custom zombie support. Now, this one here is super unfortunate because it was so fun to be able to play custom zombie maps from World at War and Black Ops 3. There are a lot of really good custom maps as the years go on. on these past games, and they really do keep the community alive on these games. I mean, right now, custom map maker Verco is literally remaking Transit. Super good job he's doing here. He's putting a ton of effort, a full-length Easter egg, pack-a-punch camos, all of this crazy stuff. And you know, this is on BO3 that came out in 2015, and we're in 2021 now, so it's some crazy stuff. And keep in mind, the graphics are also really sick as well. The graphics are so good, but unfortunately, as you guys may or may not know, with battle.net, they don't seem to support custom mod tools, not just for Call of Duty, but for pretty much any other game. I don't think it's ever going to happen unless there is some crazy update, like Chopper said, to actually let people, you know, have mods on this game and to go into the files and change things around. That would be sick, but for the foreseeable future, it's just never going to happen unless Call of Duty is back on Steam in the future, which, again, I don't see that happening. So that one there, kind of unfortunate, but it would be so sick to see custom zombies on the next Treyarch game in 2023. That's pretty much it here for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. Again, all of these points are actually pretty good. For me, the most important points here are the first one, take a break from zombies. Let us rejuvenate our love for zombies. Wait until 2023. The, you know, gumball system would be pretty cool as well, a slighter version of it. You know, the cannon crew is a pretty big one for me. The engine, I don't mind. The portal would be sick, probably not that realistic. The high rounds, a bit more challenging. That'd be cool as well. And of course, the out-of-game progression. I love BO2 Zombies, so having a bit more of stuff to do in-game, actual buildables to look around and find and build in the map themselves that are specific to the maps would be sick as well. But again, we'll see what they end up doing. Leave your comments down below on what Treyarch should change to make zombies better. What are some important changes they need to make? And that's pretty much it. There are 2 videos up on screen that may interest you, so be sure to check one of them out. Really do appreciate it, guys. Shout out to the YouTube channel members as always, and I will see you guys in the next video or a live stream. Peace out, guys.